What's up, everybody? It's your boy George coming back with another bullish video. And if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. And if you're returning, you're an OG. And today I'm going to be going over a bunch of stuff that should have you bullish on ICP. So if you haven't yet, like and subscribe. And I'm going to start right here on Instagram. I'm on Nature Jab's page, and his name is Julian. He is a scientist, and he found a way to turn plastic into diesel fluid. So right now he's talking about how he has been having issues getting back into his social media platform, Instagram. And this is important because this guy's coming up with solutions that could change the whole world, but he still doesn't know about something where you can have all your information on the blockchain rather than having to be through the centralized servers. Because as you'll hear in this video, he says Meta doesn't do a good job at getting back to him quickly. And on top of that, people know his passwords and everything. But here we go.
Hey, somebody tell those hackers, "He vuelto, perras." I'm back, bitches, and don't ever think I'm gonna go down without a fight.
And just remember, you guys, Definity, ICP, we have tamper-proof technology.
But I promised you guys in my last video, I'm still working, I'm still building no matter what. And thank all of you, I am so humbled to have the whole world's support. And I want to let you guys know that when some force is fighting me, you're not just fighting an individual, you are fighting the whole world and you are fighting the source, because this is not my...
And I'm telling y'all, this guy right here, this brother is cold. He made plastic into diesel and gas fluid, but also he has deodorants, he has sunscreens that are all naturally made. So if y'all haven't, go check this kid out. He's cold.
This was bestowed upon me by the Most High, and I am just a vessel for the collective consciousness, so no amount of nefariousness can triumph somebody who walks in righteousness and faith. You see, these hackers, they got into my iCloud, and they were able...
And as you can hear, he's saying that the hackers got into his iCloud. So imagine he was able to store all his stuff on chain.
To basically remotely watch and view my entire phone. I figured out they were in my phone, kicked them out, and they had no more access to my phone, but they still had access to my Instagram somehow. My best guess is that these hackers were using some type of session.
And through time, with a lot of these big social media influencers, a lot of these big companies, a lot of these banks, a lot of these governments are going to realize the importance of having sovereignty.
Token, because they cloned my iCloud that was having the session tokens connected to my Instagram account. But to be honest, my best guess is yours. So you know what? I know you hackers are watching this right now. So how about you let the world know what you did? And while you're at it, you can also let the world know how all three of my microwave irradiated nuts taste in your mouth. And they posted my driver's license 3 days back to back in front.
So look at that. They posted his driver license 3 days back to back. So like I told y'all, through time, this is going to become a big thing that people are going to need a more secure infrastructure to put their information on. It's not a big deal yet because I guess it's not happening as much. But as you can see, it's starting to happen more and more. And on top of that, governments all around the world, we have a 9 trillion hacking problem.
Of millions of people. And no matter how many times I get in the account, delete the license picture, and then change the password, change two-factor, everything, they get back in. And I started to realize, wait a minute, these people have been studying me for 6 months. They have some type of back-end way to get into my account, and they know I'm the type of person to want to share with the world what's going on, keep you guys in the loop, and they're using that against me. So I said, you know what? They're not going to put me in a chess move. I'm going to do the opposite of what they are expecting. I'm going to break their plans by going silent. Since these hackers were exploiting past session tokens associated with my old iCloud they had a control over, the only person that could help me was Meta. My cybersecurity team couldn't. I couldn't.
And you heard that. The only people that could help him was Meta. Not even his cybersecurity team can help him. And with Definity and ICP, people shouldn't have to worry too much about a cybersecurity team because everything is on chain, meaning that you just use a passkey, you use your facial ID to get into your social medias. And this is important because someone's going to need to create a social media on top of Web3, on top of the internet computer infrastructure. Like, I know we have Tagger already, which is a solid site. And let's look at Tagger real quick if we can find it. Tagger ICP. So Tagger website. ICP. Let's see. So this is Tagger right here. This is like what would be considered the social media right now that's decentralized. And as you can see, it's built up pretty nice, but I wouldn't say it's to the level of Instagram yet, but it's important because I feel like in the future, people are going to want more control over their data.
Help myself. We all know Meta is really slow. I reached out to them. Look at these screenshots. They said, okay, this is a specialized case. You may have to wait 20.
So remember this. Meta is in control of all his passwords, his data, everything. So imagine you have millions of followers and now you have to wait for Meta to help you with anything. And they can take as long as they want. And these are just regular people. It's a company, but that could be annoying.
24 hours up to 2 weeks. It took 3 weeks, okay? I kept spamming them. Meta, please, Meta. Why? What is taking so long? And the breaking point was when I made international news for literally saying and doing.
And this guy is a genius. He figured out a solution to turn plastic into fluid gas. So remember, there's a bunch of geniuses in the world that still don't understand that we have a decentralized technology where we don't have to worry about the current Web 2 stack. So just remember, right now, if you invested into ICP, you're early, you're a genius, and we shouldn't be mad. We should just be patient because we're seeing everything unfold before our eyes with people that are literally getting mad that their companies are getting hacked, social media are getting hacked, banks are losing money, cryptocurrency exchanges are losing money.
Nothing because it freaks people out that much. I love you guys so much for all your concern, but that made me say, Meta, look, guys, even if your review is not done, please just let me log back into the account so I can calm down people. And Meta said, okay, we will, but we'll watch. So I made this vague post to my Instagram account yesterday that looks like a hacker on purpose because the whole world wouldn't know if it was me or a hacker and be on edge just in case the hackers could get back in and post something crazy. But the hackers knew I made that post and they would try to get in the account again, which they did. They fell for the bait. Look how many times they tried to get it right back into my account minutes after posting it. But this time, Meta was watching. Meta now knows who these people are, and they're still doing the review, and we're going to get them busted.
So just remember that, you guys, that with the current IT infrastructure, the current stack, people are able to get into your information and hack it. Which means that let's say you have some important information that you're trying to get out to the public. You won't be able to get it out effectively because either your social media could be messing up or hackers can have access to it. But on the new stack, you'll be able to do all of that without ever having to worry about those things because that shouldn't be an obstacle we have to go through. But now we're going to go on X. So I got something from Monkey DGen. Let's go. It says ICP stands alone. No AWS. No patchwork tools, fully decentralized. It hosts entire dApps natively, and that's important, you guys. And then ICP Insider says ICP is the only chain that doesn't rely on AWS, yet people keep acting like it needs saving. Other chains need 4 bridges, 3 APIs, and 2 RPCs just to render a home page. Meanwhile, ICP runs full apps. But yeah, let's pretend it's the underdog, right? Pretending it's the underdog is basically like you just don't do your research, right? So we got something from Geekchains. Let's go. And it says things are simple for other blockchains. Integrate with Internetcomputer or get left behind. ICP is uniquely next-gen crypto cloud. And if you don't believe me, you're going to feel it soon enough. Simple, basic, simple. ICP cloud. Let's go. And you guys see the photo. Doesn't mean nothing right now because the ICP price, 2009. We got Bitcoin. 6 years later, we had Ethereum, 2015. And then we had ICP 2021, the final L1 evolution. And a lot of people are saying this might be the final bull run. So just be aware that you better be getting positioned. I'm not saying it is going to be, but it might be because regulations are coming. So we got something from Marcus AI ICP today. Today got public that a few Definity employees working on caffeine got laid off. At first glance, it may seem concerning, but it doesn't have to be a bad sign. When a project hits alpha, it sometimes opens the door for strategic partnerships with big players like Google, OpenAI, ASO. These companies often bring their own infrastructure and dev teams, possibly in exchange for access, integration, or long-term alignment. In such cases, the original team might be let go not because they failed, but because the project is entering a new phase under different conditions. Yes, it's sad to see people leave, but it might also mean the project is being taken seriously at a much higher level. We don't know the full context yet. Let's stay open-minded until there's more clarity. And let's see, is this Dom replying? It says, we're consolidating some core teams within our Zurich Research Center for reasons of comms efficiency. The overall caffeine team will continue to grow. So, let's see. I don't know if that's like clarity for y'all. This was on the 28th, 22 hours ago. So, we shouldn't have anything to worry about, you guys. Now we got something from IC Terminal. It says ICP. Larger holder count climbs to 75. The number of addresses holding at least 1 million ICP increased to 75, marking another step up in high balance accumulation. So look at that, y'all. ICP is being accumulated. And we got something from Sahil Bloom. Simple advice for life. Fall in love with feeling like a beginner. No matter how far you go, you're never above learning, failing, or being wrong. Stay humble. The most successful people I know never brag. They listen, they ask questions, and as a result, they never stop growing. So that's just a little food for thought, you guys. A little food for thought. And we got something from Anthony Pompliano, and it says, the U.S. dollar has lost nearly 30% of its purchasing power since 2020. One of three of your savings has been destroyed in half a decade. The silent destruction of a generation. So just know, all of this is unfolding right now as Bitcoin is going up. Now we got something from Next Block. CK Bitcoin on ICP is exploding. Over 417 Bitcoin now fully on chain. No bridges, no middlemen, fast, secure, smart contract ready. This is real Bitcoin done right. And this is one of the biggest use cases in my eyes, because right now with the bad finance system, and well, I wouldn't say bad finance system, but with the not secure finance system, we need security. And Chain Key Bitcoin gives that security. We got another one from Sahil Bloom. Oh, I guess I've been in a quotey mood. It says, one day, your whole life will be summed up in a few sentences. Not the titles you held, not the money you made, but how you showed up, how you treated people, what you gave when no one was watching, the way you loved, the way you served. What will your sentences say? My sentences will say, you're a real one. So now we got something from Bravo's research. Alert. Berkshire Hathaway's cash position is now 30% of their total assets. So just remember, 30% of their total assets. So just be on the lookout, you guys, because there's signs, you guys. Like, they ain't going to tell you, but there will be signs. So we got something from World of Statistics. World's biggest economies in 2075 projected by Goldman Sachs. China, 57 trillion. India, 52.5 trillion. United States, 51.5 trillion. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Damn. So that means if this is going to happen by then, that means BRICS might be in control by then, y'all, because they already have 30% of the world population and about like 30% of the spending. So just be on the lookout, y'all. But by then, I'm going to have my ICP and be gone. I'm going to have a farm, y'all. I won't be around, y'all. All right, now we got something from my boy Monkey DJen. ICP isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Network effects are compounding fast. And this is from ICP Squad. ICP has just recorded 2,900 new addresses added in a single day, the highest daily growth since February. Network expansion continues, confirming strong fundamentals beneath the price action. So we have the strong fundamentals, but as y'all say, like, you know, we got a lot of bad things about us, I guess, but I don't think they're really bad, y'all. I think we're just misunderstood. So now we got something from Kyle replying to Mastro's. Mastro, he's talking about the steakhouse? And it says, Major, Mastro has been rewarded a grant from Definity to bring our native Bitcoin ordinal and rune indexers to the internet computer. Real-time meta protocol data, mempool aware tracking, block reorg protection. First use case, powering Liquidium, WTF, instant loans, lock Bitcoin on L1, borrow USDT on Ethereum, no bridges required. ICP has already processed 1.1 billion plus and 2.7 million plus Bitcoin transactions. Now we're supercharging Bitcoin DeFi with native infrastructure that scales. This is how we build the Bitcoin economy. Hey, y'all. And it says new partnership, unlocking ordinals and runes in ICP to power Bitcoin DeFi, Mastro and ICP. So do not sleep on that partnership, you guys, because let's see what Kyle put. 2.7 million Bitcoin transactions processed on ICP. And that rate will grow faster as Mastro's amazing mempool services come online. Congrats to the team at Mastro. Congrats to the team at Mastro. And just look, we have a bunch of different things that we're doing. And I love that, you guys. So next post. It says Raw Paul. Weirdly, the higher interest rates stay, the more they have to inject via liquidity to finance the debt. The higher assets go. The everything code. Now we got something from Ray Dalio. So y'all ready to learn something? And it says, in an advanced economy, credit does more good than bad. But it's important to remember that borrowing creates cycles. And if the cycle goes up, it eventually needs to come down. I explain why this is particularly important today in my new book, How Countries Grow Broke. So let's hear what this says right here. I'm going to speed it up too, y'all. Here we go.
The reality is that most of what people call money is actually credit. The total amount of credit in the United States is about $50 trillion, and the total amount of...
And remember, y'all, the debt right now in the United States is crazy. I don't know how it is in other countries. Let me know if you're in another country, how people use credit, but it's crazy out here.
Money is only about $3 trillion. Remember, in an economy without credit, the only way to increase your spending is to produce more. But in an economy with credit, you can also increase your spending by borrowing. As a result, an economy with credit has more spending and allows incomes to rise faster than productivity over the short run, but not over the long run. Now, don't get me wrong. Credit isn't necessarily something bad that just causes cycles. It's bad when it
And remember, it's people who know how to use credit and leverage it. But then there's people that have no money management skills and don't understand how to use credit, and they end up being in debt and they end up messing up their credit.
finances overconsumption that can't be paid back. However, it's good when it efficiently allocates resources and produces income so you can pay back the debt. For example, if you borrow money to buy a big TV, it doesn't generate income for you to pay back the debt. But if you borrow money to, say, buy a tractor, and that tractor lets you harvest more crops and earn more money, then you can pay back your debt and improve your living standards. In an economy with credit, we can follow the transactions and see how credit creates growth. Let me give you an example.
So remember that, y'all. Right now, people aren't paying attention to the credit and the debt right now. But that's also important in any economy that's supposed to be growing, because that can end up coming back to bite us in the ass.
Suppose you earn $100,000 a year and have no debt. You are creditworthy enough to borrow $10,000, say on a credit card. So you can spend $110,000 even though you only earn $100,000. Since your spending is another person's income, someone is earning $110,000. The person earning $110,000 with no debt can borrow $11,000, so he can spend $121,000 even though he has only earned $110,000. His spending is another person's income, and by following the transactions, we can begin to see how this process works in a self-reinforcing pattern.
And remember, all this money and everything was created just for resources. Because at the end of the day, the main resources that you need is food, water, and shelter. Just remember that. Food, water, and shelter. Those are the things that you need. If you had food, water, and shelter, and you had clothing, there's other things. But those are the main three things you need. Money was created to create that illusion.
But remember, borrowing creates cycles, and if the cycle goes up, it eventually needs to come down. This leads us into the short-term debt cycle.
And you guys heard that, the short-term debt cycle. So now we got something from Imaginary Coin Potential. Their Definity. Stop trying to do everything mediocre. Just be the best at one thing and do it very well. Bitcoin DeFi, that's the use case and the one thing that ICP is uniquely positioned for. Get to 0.1% Bitcoin TVL in ICP DeFi and ICP will 10x. Bro, I mean, technically, I wouldn't say they're doing everything mediocre because we haven't seen Caffeine AI. Only a few people got to see it, and the people who have seen it said it's excellent. And other than that, they made a coding language, Motoko. It works really well. And then other than that, yeah, the Bitcoin DeFi, I think, is something that could make us 10x. I think that could possibly be what makes us 10x this cycle. But like I said, y'all, ICP isn't doing everything mediocre. I think they're doing everything they need to do to be a big part of the crypto and blockchain community. But we got something from Unusual Wells breaking. The Trump administration is pushing an initiative for millions of Americans to upload personal health data to new apps run by private tech companies like Google and Amazon. And look, this is why, bro. Nobody's trying to upload their personal data and health data to this when you can literally do it on Caffeine AI. You can do it on chain and you can have better information. You can have your own app that you create through Caffeine AI with your medical information. So just remember that. I'm telling you, Caffeine AI is going to create a lot of cool stuff in the future. I want to see what people create. So we got something from Eric Canister, and it says, yo crew, ICP is on fire. Record breaking day. My bad, y'all. Breaking transfer day. Over 190K transfers in 24 hours. No hype. Just real chain activity. The network is alive. AI is coming. And ICP at $30, $50, even $100. Yeah, you heard that right. This rocket isn't slowing down. And stack that ICP. Yap on Erica AI Hub. And let's turn this tidal wave into a moon mission. And I'm telling you guys, like everything that we're hearing right now, you should be bullish on ICP.
Yo, crew! ICP is exploding. Biggest transfer day ever, and it's just the start. No hype, just real action. The chain's alive, AI's incoming, and prices? $30, $50, more than $100? Yep, you heard that right. The moon's closer than you think, and my Erica AI hub is blazing. Stack that ICP, record your Yap vids. Come on, losers. It's time to fly.
And the moon is closer than you think. So look, with everything and all the information that we have, how can you not be bullish on ICP? And like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy ICP, but can we not be bullish on the technology that they offer? All right, now we got something from Carl B. Menger, and it says, damn, bought this shitcoin back in 2013 and I am down 50%. Dang, he talking about the US dollar. So imagine in 2013, $100 was $100, but now he's down 50%. So that same $100 is worth $50, went down in value, while Bitcoin has done nothing but go up. And Internetcomputer has done nothing but bend the cryptocurrency with the most use cases. Okay, now we got something from Westcliff Technology, building DCAD, an open source AutoCAD built with Caffeine AI. CAD is a $12 billion industry held hostage by overpriced software. Design, render, and export all for free. Watch us dismantle the CAD gatekeeper. Coming soon. Built with caffeine. Okay. So just remember that, y'all. We're building so many things on caffeine right now. And I only say this because I'm an investor. So yeah, anything that ICP does good, I'm going to talk about it. So we got something from Crypto Front, and it says, please focus ICP/Definity. Do not be discouraged by people who say ICP hasn't moved at all. Whole Bitcoin and others have moved. That's not a bug. It's a feature of this market. It's called time capitulation. Just look at all crypto charts and realize we spent only 5 to 10% pumping and 90% sideways or down. Believe me, the bull run for ICP could just happen in the next 40 days and wrap up after torturing for years. I don't make the rules. Look it up yourself. Hey, he's not lying, you guys, because for a while with something like XRP, I got in at in 2018, and from 2018 to 2021, yeah, I got some small pumps, but I didn't see XRP go from, because I started buying it in, like the 30 cent, 20 cent, and then 10 cent range. Like I said, it went down. And then I seen it go all the way up to $1.96, you guys. I didn't touch my profits then. Seen it go all the way back down, you guys. And then seen it go all the way back up. And I'm glad I touched my profits then, you guys. But just remember, it takes years and years of it going sideways for it to finally pump. So just remember, it's the long game with crypto. So now we got something from Crypto Junkie. 2,470 ICP staked for 8 years today equals 1 ICP per day, 7 ICP weekly, 30 ICP monthly, 365 ICP per year. ICP current value, 526 plus 2470, so around 13,041 US dollars. Let's see. It says, let's see what this person. Taking successful project models is only suitable for describing the future of ICP. As for market adoption, which is the destination, I think it is at a success rate far below the 50% threshold. Again, with this narrative of locking up your ICP for 8 years, how much stupidity can one claim? If the price of ICP goes to $1 and below, will mean suicide. F off. So we're gonna see, you guys, because I don't think ICP is going back to $1. But now we got something from Benny. Let's go. And it says, what makes ICP the only fully on-chain AI blockchain? AI models can run inside canisters. On the Internetcomputer, smart contracts are called canisters. They're not the scripts that execute a few lines of logic like on Ethereum. They're fully fledged software, containers that can store large amounts of data, maintain memory across calls, run complex computations, handle WebAssembly codes compiled from Rust, Motoko, or other languages. This means AI models, even large ones, can be uploaded directly into a canister and fully on-chain without relying on off-chain servers, APIs, or bridges. What this enables: deploy AI models like GPT, vision models, etc. directly inside the blockchain, host model ways and code on-chain, ensuring transparency. Enables direct user interaction with AI logic without needing off-chain calls. 2. Why this is impossible on other chains. Traditional blockchains like Ethereum, Solana, etc. do not support high performance, stateful computation or large data storage on chain. Limitations on other blockchains, gas limitations, complex AI inference would be too expensive. Stateless execution. They don't maintain memory between calls easily. External storage. Data is often stored off-chain, like on IPFS, in reference not executed. No native web serving. You need a separate backend to interact with users or serve outputs. These limitations make deploying AI models directly on other chains impractical or impossible. They can only call AI APIs off-chain, which breaks decentralization and trust. 3 examples: caffeineai, on-chain GPT demos. caffeineai, a fully on-chain AI assistant built on ICP. Lives inside a canister. Model weights are stored on chain. Users can query it directly from a dApp, no backend server. Shows how decentralized, persistent AI agents can live on chain. On-chain GPT demos. Lightweight GPT-style models have been successfully deployed in canisters. Users can test simple completions, questions, or AI assistance. Full transparent. You can inspect the code, model, and data on chain. The examples prove that AI on chain isn't theoretical. It's already happening. 4. The future, verifiable, trustless AI inference. Because models run inside canisters and canisters are deterministic, transparent, tamper-proof, publicly verifiable, this enables a future where AI inference can be trusted. You know exactly what model is being used. You can verify the code and data. No need to trust a centralized AI provider or API. This is trustless AI powered by on-chain infrastructure. Use cases: on-chain AI agents, decentralized AI moderations, autonomous dApps with AI brains, AI DAOs that evolve over time. And this is the photo right here you see. It says, what makes ICP the only fully on-chain AI ready blockchain? And like I said, this is one of the many reasons why I believe ICP is the dark horse of the market, or the Trojan horse of the market. And now we got something from IC or ICP Simp. My bad, bro. And it says, what does decentralized user-owned AI actually means? It means the code, the data, and the model live on chain, not on someone else's server. If your AI runs off chain, it's not decentralized. If someone else can shut it down, it's not user-owned. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying, like, Julian needed this. If it's not tamper-proof, it's not trustworthy. More builders and users should choose ICP. Let's see what Dom said.
But remember,
I'm going to speed this up too. Bear with me. Here we go.
that there's only one way that you can own software and data, and that's if it's on the blockchain. That's it.
Period.
Only the internet computer
You can only own software and data on the blockchain. Remember that.
blockchain can run AI. There's lots of blockchains too, like tokens for AI and all this kind of stuff. And there's only one blockchain that can run AI as a smart contract on chain, and that's the internet computer.
Don't sleep on the internet computer protocol, you guys. And now we got something from the Kobeezy letter. In case you don't realize what is happening, Meta and Microsoft just posted massive earnings beats, but that's not even the main story. Microsoft announced that it now expects to spend $30 billion on CapEx next quarter alone, and Meta now expects to spend up to a combined $72 billion on CapEx in 2025. The vast majority of these capital expenditures are going directly into AI. Magnificent Seven companies are funneling hundreds of billions of dollars into AI investments on a quarterly basis. The AI trade has never been hotter. So just look, y'all, Meta and Microsoft and all these different companies, they're going to end up realizing, well, Internetcomputer, Definity, they already have something set up to put things on chain, and AI is only becoming more and more popular. Like I said, if you're not bullish on ICP, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with y'all. All right, unusual whales. AIP is driving mass layoffs in tech per Fortune. Hey, and if you know about ICP, you ain't too worried about that because you know the self-writing internet is coming out. So everybody's going to be Devin. So we got something from Anthony Pompliano. It says the SEC just announced they are going to do whatever is necessary to modernize the rules and technologies to bring financial markets on chain. So you tell me, chain key Bitcoin, bring financial markets on chain. Bitcoin pioneered the game. Stable coins confirmed it, and now the regulators are jumping in head first. So okay, now they're gonna start looking for the companies that actually offer on chain. They're gonna be like, oh, Solana, oh, Cardano, oh, Ethereum, no, Internetcomputer. And where are we at right now on the board? Because you know we always getting slept on, and it's okay because they ain't gonna be sleeping because we gonna wake them up. So now we got something for, in my bad, y'all. I'm just turned, y'all. I do believe in ICP. So we're at the 38th spot at 540, under the 3 billion market cap. So we're still early, you guys. We understand the world at a different level than other people. We're not just worried about only the charts. We're worried about innovation. So my bad, y'all. Okay. And I'm telling you, everything that I'm reading right now has me super bullish on ICP because it just seems like everything that they're doing, it's like they're just waiting for everybody to turn back around and be like, oh, shoot, We do need everything on chain. And boom. Okay, we got something from the Kobezy letter, and it says breaking. President Trump issues a statement after Fed Chair Powell holds interest rates unchanged for the fifth straight time. Trump says Powell is too late, too angry, too stupid, and too political. Jerome, too late, Powell has done it again. He's too late and actually too angry, too stupid, and too political to have the job of Fed Chair. He is costing our country trillions of dollars, in addition to one of the most incompetent or corrupt renovations of buildings in the history of construction. Put another way, too late is a total loser, and our country is paying the price. And this is what I'm saying, y'all. At this point, I'm going to just put it straight out there. Everybody's taking the L right now. If you're not building on Web3, on ICP, where it's tamper-proof and sovereign, you're taking an L because it's trillions of dollars, like he said, going down the drain in cybersecurity. Next post. And it's from Raw Paul. This is a very, very small window to buy digital art from established and newly established respected artists at reasonable prices. A very small window. Consider this a warning. And y'all, I'm going to start buying some digital art. So let me know if there's anything on the internet computer for digital art. And we got something from Trending Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was $4. He knew. And this is from Stu Smith. It says, Bitcoin will do to banks what emails did to post office. And this was December 29, 2011. So if bro really was on it like that and he was buying at $4 and waited, yeah, he's chilling now. He probably got himself a farm. He probably got himself everything he needs. He chilling. So now we got something from Felipe ICP. It says, they give you access but not sovereignty. Don't miss the first sovereign cloud, ICP. So look, he's trying to act like he's something, but behind his back, like I said, man, look, let's get to this bag, y'all. And I don't know what y'all about to do, but me, I'm about to get a house and a garden and duck off. Feel me? So now we got something from Bitcoin Archive. Just in, El Salvador and Bolivia signed deal to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into Bolivia financial system. Crypto's activity in Bolivia surged 6x after lifting its 2024 ban. Now the nation is working with Bukel's team to build a Bitcoin-based economy. And this is what I'm saying. If they're going to build a Bitcoin-based economy, and CK Bitcoin, Chain Key Bitcoin has been growing consistently, I just feel like everything is going to end up coming back to ICP. Because out of any crypto, the only cryptos I feel like that can actually be used by people, and like I said, I could be wrong. There's more cryptos that have more use cases. But the three main ones to me, ICP. You can use it to create apps. You can use it for Chain Key Bitcoin. You can use it for many other reasons. Monero, because they actually give people private transactions. And then Bitcoin, because it's digital gold, so it's going to always go up in value. XRP is good too, because it's replacing Swift. But yeah. All right, now we got something from Altcoin Daily. Just in, White House advisors confirms the U.S. will never issue a stable coin. We feel extremely strong about this, that a CBDC should never exist. So let's see what he's talking about. Speed this up too, y'all. You're not allowing your boy to speed it up. It's all right.
No. The federal government will never issue a stable coin. We don't want to even flirt with the line of a CBDC. We've said the president's already banned a CBDC through executive order. Chairman Powell's actually come out and stated 3 separate times that it would take congressional action in order for a CBDC to be implemented. As part of that too, though.
Yo, y'all, these people are so misinformed, and it's crazy to think that so many people can get into positions of power, but that doesn't always mean that they're tapped in with all the knowledge. Regular people like us that may not have gotten the opportunities at some points in our lives, that may have been financially left behind in different ways, left behind. Now we get the opportunity with the internet, with the internet computer, with cryptocurrency to make ourselves come back, to make ourselves seen. So don't sleep on this opportunity, y'all.
with Genius, and I've said this repeatedly, is this all but effectively destroys any prospect of a CBDC. When you can access, private enterprise and engage in that way, why would you ever want to use a government-backed stable? There's no purpose for it. There's no reason for it. We don't want Big Brother spying on American consumers. We feel extremely strong about this, that a CBDC should never exist, and I think that Genius all but effectively accomplishes that. No, the federal government will never issue a stablecoin. We don't want to even flirt with the line of a CBDC.
So y'all heard that. They'll never issue a stable coin. And now we got something from Geekchains ICP. A new Shazam dApp created in minutes on the Internetcomputer by using Caffeine AI, hosted on crypto cloud, only on ICP. So think about that. People are making whole Shazam apps you could post your music on. And this is why I'm saying, Julian, he's going to need something like this. And not just Julian, but other people that are doing big things in this world. Because the government, these different corporations, they're not going to like people that know cures to cancer, people that know cures to people not having to use gas and pay high gas prices no more. All of the stuff that they put in place to mess us up, the processed food, everything to crumble us, is coming down in front of them. And people are starting to realize that everything is BS. Oh, bro, gonna play the Bob Marley music. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta mute that. Mute that. So let's see. Jamming. Nah, I'm a singer for y'all. Hey, but if y'all haven't, go listen to Bob Marley, the Bob Marley 432 Hertz. I used to listen to that every day. I haven't listened to it recently, but I still be listening to Natural Mystic and Is This Love. Those are my favorite songs. So now we got something from Watcher Guru. Just in, President Trump says Nancy Pelosi should be investigated for insider trading. Yeah, hey, arrest that. I was going to say the B word, but yeah, arrest her, man. How she only making like $170K a year and she worth like, let's see how much Nancy Pelosi's worth and how much she makes. Nancy Pelosi salary and net worth. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's an inside trader for sure, y'all. I'm over here putting Nancy's salary, Nancy Pelosi. My bad, y'all. So she has a network of around 114 million. Okay. Let's see what her salary is. Current salary is 174K per year. And then it says prior to her departure as Speaker of the House in 2023, her salary was $2,023,500. So look at that. Nancy Pelosi. What the heck? That doesn't even make sense. That's how you know she's doing inside investing. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up finding about ICP first. But yeah, like Trump said, we need to be investigating her. So now we got something from Elon Musk. And it says, Tesla Optimus has great genes. Hey, y'all, just a quick laugh, man. And it says facts from Elon Musk. And we got something from my guy, Monkey Degen. ICP puts AI directly on chain. Tamper-proof, decentralized, and lightning fast. It says other blockchains use centralized Web 2 services to build AI. ICP brings AI to the blockchain with direct on-chain deployment. So look at that. That's the Motoko as a chess piece. So just know we're playing chess, not checkers, you guys. So now we got something from the Bitcoin historian. Let me read that first. It says, breaking, 4.3 trillion JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon capitulates on Bitcoin live on CNBC. We will accommodate it. It's what the customers want. So let's see what he's talking about. And let me speed this John up real quick, okay?
Merging. We've seen lately a merging of kind of crypto and JP Morgan and traditional finance in recent months, whether it's the Coinbase partnership that you announced yesterday, where Chase customers can use credit cards to fund Coinbase accounts, or Investor Day, where you said clients can buy Bitcoin, although you cautioned against it, or the stablecoin like token JPMD. How prevalent do you see crypto in traditional finance, and do you foresee risks as these two worlds do become more intertwined?
Yeah, well, first of all,
Hey, and when these worlds become intertwined and all of these big people start looking into cryptocurrency, they're not going to be looking for meme coins. They're going to be looking for utility.
there's never been a new financial product that didn't entail risk. So that obviously is going to be risk, and they haven't written all the laws yet. Like, think of the rules around it, like, AML and BSA and KYC and disclosures, and when they say stablecoin, which we're going to have. I'm not against stablecoins, like a mutual fund. But mutual funds have rules. What are the rules going to be around stablecoins? And I think there are real.
And trust me, people like this guy going to be going crazy finding out about ICP, that they're in Switzerland and they're solving all these different problems. Because at the end of the day, they're realizing that we're going to have to accept Bitcoin. But instead of just putting all your money into Bitcoin, digital gold, why not find something that has more value?
So I'm a believer in stablecoin, a believer in blockchain, not personally a believer in Bitcoin itself. But you're the customer. I don't like to tell customers what they can and can't do with their money. That is a whole different issue for us. And so we're going to accommodate those things. You mentioned that we did a deal with Coinbase, so you can now move money.
So imagine now customers are coming into these different financial institutions and they're saying, well, shouldn't I invest into Bitcoin? And I know there's someone who's went to the bank and talked to their advisor and said, should I invest in the ICP? And like I said, they probably looking like, nah, cryptocurrency, nah, don't do that. And imagine all the financial advisors in these past 15 years that told people not to invest in the Bitcoin. They look stupid right now. And imagine all the people saying not to invest in the ICP. They ain't gonna look stupid in the future. But yeah, like I said, y'all, and it's no offense. If you don't like ICP, I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying, hey.
From Chase to Coinbase, we make it easier for people. They've agreed how to use our APIs, which we think is a good thing. So we'll be in it, and we'll see. It's a little bit of a solution looking for a problem, because if I'm going to send you, we already have the JP Morgan coin. We already moved money 24/7. We move $10 trillion a day quite effectively, efficiently, safely, with all the cyber protection and stuff like that. But if I'm going to send you a stable coin, you're going to say to me at one point, well, I don't want your mutual fund, just send me cash, and I'll invest the way I want. But there are things that stablecoins maybe can do that traditional cash can't, like is programmable. I might be able to send that stablecoin, then you can send it to 10 different vendors you want to pay on a regular basis or something like that. So we'll be in it and we'll use it. And again,
if my advisor told me not to invest in the Bitcoin or crypto, I would be hot right now.
Customers want to use it, and how they use it and it's used properly, we'll be doing it. It's what the customer wants. It's not what JP Morgan personally wants.
Sounds like that's the case with both private credit and crypto.
And you heard what he said. It's more about what the customer wants rather than JP Morgan. We've given these banks the power, but soon they're not going to have the power. They're going to have to accept and bow down to the blockchain. So now we got something from Anthony Pompliano. The Treasury Secretary is posting Bitcoin and crypto hype videos. You are not bullish enough. Let's see, man.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet.
You heard that, crypto capital of the planet. United States trying to position themselves.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. With the passage of the Genius legislation last week, I think that we could see several $1 trillion of demand.
So, hey, how's Trump doing right now, y'all? Do y'all mess with Trump as president? The Bitcoin price is up. I feel like if you're in crypto, you got to mess with him a little bit. I don't mess with him 100%, but, I mean, we got to see what happens in these next 3.5 years. So now we got a post from Cointelegraph today. The bill to ban congressional stock trading, the Pelosi Act, has passed out of committee with an 8-7 vote. So let's hear this. Like I said, I think Pelosi has been doing some inside trading.
To do something that the public has wanted us to do for decades, and that is to ban members of Congress from profiting on information that, frankly, only members of Congress have in the buying and selling of stock. 86% of Americans say that members of Congress should not be able to buy and sell shares of stock, individual stock, while they are members of this body, and they are absolutely correct. And the reason is, you can see it, there was just another ethics referral in the House last week. We've seen the former Speaker of the House.
And this is why people keep going after, like, the CEOs and, like, certain people, because they feel like they just keep getting richer and richer. And then imagine you struggling. You can't pay for a medical bill. You can't pay your house off. And you got family members dying. You got family members becoming homeless. And then you just seeing other people just doing good, man. Hey, man, some people be starving, man, and they gonna eat.
Make millions of dollars in profits. We've seen members of both parties, I'm sad to say, be investigated for their stock trades. And the reason for all of this is that, quite frankly, members of this body are privy to information that the normal person just is not. Now, is that insider trading? It is not under the laws. Sometimes people say, well, we already have insider trading laws. We don't need a stock ban. Well, the information that members of Congress are privy to is technically not covered by the insider trading laws, but nobody really believes that the information that we get isn't valuable. It is quite valuable, which is why back during COVID, you saw members of Congress of both parties engage in a flurry of stock trading right after they were getting COVID briefing.
So you see that, y'all. All these members of Congress, they're doing inside trading. And, of course, they're not going to say nothing to you. Like I said, these corporations and these governments, they're working together because they need regulations and laws to be passed. So if they can put some money into these lawmakers' pockets, boom, by through stocks or whatever, and then the people that have the corporations, they can get regulations passed where they can get more power, they can get something put up to make their company more money, and they're telling the people, oh yeah, if I do this, I can make more money. They're benefiting. But then us, regular people, we're not benefiting because they're not telling us anything about that. They're not telling us, oh, put in 100K this day, and then by this day, it's going to be 300.
Were members of the public getting those briefings? They were not. Were members of the public privy to the kind of information that was being given to members of Congress? No, they were not. And so when you look at what members of Congress are privy to, what they are able to trade on, the access that they have, it's just qualitatively different than your average Joe or Jane, which is why we ought to put into place common sense guardrails that say if you
For reals, y'all.
want to be a member of Congress, you can put you want to save, great. You can buy mutual funds, you can buy broadly diversified investment vehicles. You should not be able to buy and trade individual stock shares in which, frankly, we have an interest in the work that we do. We have information that no other people get, no other members of the public have. This bill would finally redress that.
And I respect that, y'all, because they're over here able to get information from these single companies. Like, yeah, y'all could buy some ETFs. But nah, bro, single companies and y'all got all this access and information. That's unfair right there, y'all. So we got something from Watch Your Guru. Just in, SEC Chair Paul Atkins says Wall Street and Silicon Valley companies are lined up at our doors with requests to tokenize. So just know, everyone's trying to get in on the action, y'all. And now we got the Wolf of all streets. Just in, U.S. SEC launches Project Crypto to move all markets on chain and make America the global leader in crypto and digital finance. And we must all know this already by now. And we got breaking. Argentina just announced that foreigners who make significant investments in the country can now apply for citizenship. So now thinking about that, countries are probably thinking, man, if people are able to put money into our economies and help our country get better, might as well make them a citizen. And that makes sense, y'all. So now we got something from Steve ICP. Let's go. And it says, alert. So, XRP pump from 50 cents to over $3 because Gary Gensler is gone. ETF request filled. Just like Pengu, LOL. Lawsuit settled with a nice $125 million fine, and because it was mentioned in Trump's strategic reserve, only to find out 3 days later that the stockpile would include seized crypto assets. Let's be real for a second. Nobody is using the XRP token. Nobody. I've never seen something so useful as XRP. Ripple minted 100 billion tokens and has been dumping on retail for over 10 years. Legend status, really. My bad, yo. My door just started making a random sound. And sure, maybe XRP goes higher short term. We're in a bullish phase after all, but trust me, it'll 100% drop back down under $1 in a few months. Why? Because the token is useless. There's zero demand aside from gamblers and degenerates. No banks use it, and even those using Ripple's products don't use XRP at all. That's it. And yeah, y'all, and y'all know I mess with XRP. XRP is treating me well, but it's true. A lot of these cryptocurrencies don't have use cases. So if you don't have actual use cases, then yeah, people are going to end up dumping their token because they don't see any use for it. So now we got something from Callahan Brown, and he's replying back to something I think I read earlier. Bots now account for over half of global internet traffic per Fortune. Dang, that's crazy. Bots now account for over half of global internet traffic. This is why Web3 built on ICP is the future. Over half of internet traffic comes from bots. That means fake accounts are shaping what we see online. Web3 on Internetcomputer fixes this. With internet identity, we can prove we're real people, not bots, and take back control of the narrative. So just know that's the new paradigm. So now we got something from ICP Hub Indonesia, and it's the last post of the day. Let's go. And it says, alert, breaking. Indonesia overhauls crypto tax rules starting August 2025. PPN VAT on crypto is now officially scrapped. But PPH income tax rises to 0.21% for registered platforms. Crypto officially reclassified as a financial instrument under OJK's oversight. And let's see what someone replied. It says, big shift for Southeast Asia's crypto scene. This move could attract more serious investors while keeping things transparent under OJK. Eyes on adoption next. And it says, the stock market is a dumpster fire thanks to dark pools payments for order flow and market manipulation. It's time for a change, and our time is now. Hey, y'all heard that. And all I got to say is, if you're not invested into ICP, I don't know what you're doing. But thank you for watching, and y'all bless.